Hi everyone and welcome to Passionate Perseverance Tarot. Thank you so much for joining in today. I wanted to go ahead and just explain a recent, oh wow, the sun. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the reading that I'm going to be doing is involving the abandoned baby that was found in Tennessee Yard. Is that correct? I just pulled up a news clip quick. Let me give you a little backstory as to why I'm looking at this specifically. And I just had the Sun card fall out. I don't know much about this. It's an absolutely horrific tragedy. I do believe there was 4 individuals that were found having been murdered, and a child that was found. And I have the Sun coming out alive now. It was, I believe, 2 days ago, the time of this reading. It's Thursday, July 31st. I believe it was 2 days ago. I was washing dishes, and I've never had this happen quite like this before, or to the degree that I saw it. I had an actual, what I would say was a vision. And I'm not one to have visions. I'm intuitive, psychic medium, but I will more so feel things in my body, hear sounds, frequencies, and I will also get chills. I use the cards to help me connect dots of what I'm feeling intuitively, but this was an out of the blue, wasn't asking for it, vision. And it came to me in my mind's eye, in like the front forward area of, I would say, my head space. And what I had seen was like me, it was actually me in the vision, opening a door and looking down, and I saw what I thought was a baby boy, an infant boy, in, I don't know if it was a car seat, but it was cradled in something. And I just said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" Like I didn't hear myself saying that, but I felt it. And I felt, you need to keep this baby safe. You need to keep this baby safe. And I was just like, you can come stay here, of course. Like I just like picked up the baby, hugged in my arms, and that was it. Then it went dark. But I didn't see that the baby was in trouble in any way. It was just almost like someone leaving a baby on a doorstep. You know how you hear of things like that happening. So I felt it so strongly and saw it so vividly. I was like, I'm gonna find a baby today. I'm like, and I'm not trying to make a joking matter at all, okay? This is a very serious matter, but for me in the moment, I knew nothing about this. So I was like, I think I'm gonna find a baby today. I'm like, that is so strange. And so I was like, well, I actually said to my partner, he was asking what I was chuckling at, because I just was kind of like, that's so weird, like talking to myself at the window. And he's like, what's so weird? And I go, I just had a real strong vision. And I go, if we find a baby today, we have to keep it. We have to keep the baby. We have to keep the baby safe. So it was just something in the energy. And obviously that didn't unfold where I personally found a child. But I did see the next day, I think it was the next day, or it was much later in that day, where there was one news article. This was before there was anything else about the tragedy unfolding. It was just showcasing that there was an infant found. Now, when I looked at it, I thought it had said an infant girl. So I do feel as though I'm still seeing, yep, I'm seeing right here. So it's saying a 7-month-old baby girl was found abandoned in someone's front yard. I thought it was a boy in my vision, but again, that can be very, I'm just letting you know, because we can't get so factual in visions, right? It's more implied. And I did see that the age range would be right. The color of the skin was correct. And what the child really looked like was correct in my mind's eye too, from what I saw in the photo. So right away, I have the Sun coming out in the 9 of Swords. I'm just going to take a quick preliminary look at this. But I do feel, for me as a reader, I am growing. And again, this was the first time that anything like this ever happened to me. So there's not much that I would be able to do in the physical, right? In that moment, like I am so far away from I believe it was Tennessee, right? Did I just say Tennessee? If it's Tennessee or not, I apologize if it's not, everyone. But it's about, in the energy, hopefully making a difference. And I kept feeling pulled to, I'll keep you safe. I'll keep you safe. So I feel as though there might have been a little bit of a back and forth with this child. And thank heavens that whoever left that child where they left that child, that they did that. Okay? Because we at least now have a child that is alive and in this moment safe. Thank you. And sending protective energy out for that child. Okay, so let me go back a little bit now. I'm just going to do a quick, like, what happened look, and then I'll come back and take another look if people are interested in this. But this is an absolute tragedy. Absolute tragedy. I have the Three of Swords coming out right away. Heartache, pain. I can't look at the individuals separately because I don't have time for that, and it would be very draining on my energy to see exactly what happened. But right away, I just want to say that my heart and prayers go out to all of the family involved. I'm so sorry for your loss and your grieving, and I can't even begin to imagine. We just have to pour into this child as hope and a ray of light, and being able to help make it through, because I feel really pulled to the child as being so important at this time. Okay, let me see in regards to what happened. I have the Tower, and I have someone out of options. I have the Tower, and I have someone out of options, not knowing what to do. Worried, confused. Worried, confused, out of options, not knowing what to do. In regards to, this could be for abandoning. Judgment is coming out. So this could be in regards to making the decision about the child and worried and not knowing what to do. Let me just ask, who left the child? And something else that was different in my vision, obviously, I believe the child, I had looked quick and was found like just on the side of the road in like a desolate area. So that was very different. Like I had opened a door and seen the child, but it's just, and again, it could be completely unrelated, but it just, for me, feels like I was shown that vision. And I'm trying to learn and grow. So I appreciate everyone and allowing me grace. Thank you. Who left the child? There's the child being left. Six of Cups in reverse. Left for the world to find. Someone unknown. Like they're just, that was the option. That it felt like running out of time or having to flee. Running out of time or having to flee. And deciding to just, there's something here about running out of time. Running out of time. Empress energy is coming out. Let me just get clarity on that. One moment. Clarify the Seven of Cups. Running out of time, not being able to defend themselves, running out of options. Was there money owed, possibly? I have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. It could be the child, like needing to keep the child safe. A fear of not being able to keep the child safe. A fear of not being able to keep the child safe. Let me just see. Was this the mother's energy? Was this the mother's energy that left the child? The Eight of Wands coming out again. Was it a direct family member? Ooh, hold on. I have a card that's not supposed to be here. Oh, the Swans popped in here. The Swans popped in here. And the Ace of Swords. It's almost feeling as though family knew that they were going to something that could be dangerous, running out of time, running out of options, and put there hoping to be found by someone, like with the mindset of if anything happens, they will someone will find the child and the child will be safe. Confirmation. So right now, and this is my preliminary reading in the energy, but I'm feeling pulled to, and I'll check again, that it would have been, yeah, I have the High Priestess. It would have been a family member. Yep, I got 3 yeses for that. Okay, I'm just going to check from another deck, though, to confirm that it was a family member. Oh, I don't want that deck. Sorry, this deck here. Thank you. A family member that left the child to be found. Clarify. Clarify, please, in the energy that it was a family member that left the child to be found. 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the High Priestess. This one falling out is not really making sense to me. Unless it's showcasing like there was a deal going down or something, I want to say the word sketchy going down, because see how it's like sketching? Like this would have be like sketching. Something sketchy going down. Money could be involved. Doesn't have to be, but it feels like there was some sort of deal gone wrong. In leaving the child where the child was in case I'm hearing things went sideways. The Empress. So Empress for me is a mother leaving the child behind in case things went sideways, because she didn't trust what was going on. Yeah, there was some sort of manipulation and control, fear, not fully trusting with the 5 of Swords what was going on. Let me ask, what were you... Oh, I had the 2 of Cups come at me. What were you walking into? What were you walking into? Clarify, what were you walking into? The Hierophant and the Queen of Cups. And the Passing. This is giving like... I'm wondering if they were involved in something not on the up and up. Because it feels as though, yeah, I get confirmation of that. It feels as though there was a initial hesitancy and fear of bringing the child because thinking things could go sideways is what I have coming out. And I have Empress. So it could be a motherly energy. It could be the mother, but a motherly energy that made the decision to leave the child and then would come back if able to. If not, there was a hope that the child would be found. Something along those lines. Let me just see. In regards to what were you walking into? What was... Why did you leave to go to? Like what was undergoing? Spirit of the Wolf. It was supposed to be temporary. Okay, leaving temporary because of what? Empress. So it feels like mom made this decision. If not mom, a feminine. A feminine made this decision to temporarily leave. And why? Because going into a toxic situation. So going into something that you shouldn't bring a child to, a baby to, right? Like going into something that a baby shouldn't be at. Something along those lines is what I have coming out. There's an element here of wanting to keep the baby safe, protect the baby, make sure that nothing happens to the baby. Okay, let me just ask, what was this toxic situation? Further clarity. It's unknown what was going to unfold. Spirit of the Staircase. So it's going forward, but an unknown of what was going to unfold. So let me just ask, were they forced to go to that location? Well, it's difficult to ask that in the energy because they may have been like, meet here, right? Meet here or else, that type of behavior. But let me just see. What was the meetup for? What was the meetup for, or the location where, because we do have brutal murders, I believe that, yeah, tower moment at the Four of Coins. Four of Coins feels more like money, so it does feel like a business deal or some sort of deal or owing money. Let me just see. The tower moment, what happened is the conflict. Yeah, the Ace of Swords is here showing the truth. It has something to do with owing money to someone is what yeah, there's the money. Owing money to someone is, yeah, owing money. Let me just ask, and we'll see. And again, this is a very early preliminary reading for me, so I'll have to come back and do a deep dive and look at individuals and the intent behind, but I just want to get the overall energy and clarity on that. Let me just see. I'm being pulled to this deck. 1 second, everyone. Thank you. In regards to the motive behind what happened. Ooh, this top one. 9 of Cups. So we have a king. We have a king here. We have someone who thinks they're a king. Yeah, someone who's the authority on himself. Authority on himself, or the king. See here? This 9 of Cups specifically, like, you answer to me, energy, and a Hierophant. Like, this is, like, you answer to me, bow down to me. See here? So, was this over money? Was this over money? Was this over money or a debt? King of Wands. Eight of Wands. Something happened real fast. Something happened real fast. So, a meetup feels like with this king, masculine energy, the Chariot is here and the 10 of Swords. It feels like something happened very quickly. And it let me just clarify, is this over money? Was this over money? Why is this 4 of Pentacles here? Is this over money or not being able to pay back a debt or a debt? Ooh, 3 of Pentacles. It feels like not being able to pay back a debt. Or yeah, look at that. The High Priestess is here. The Tower is here. Too big of a burden. And then the 4 of Swords. So I'm getting pulled to money owed or a debt owed, or there's the Devil. Yeah, Devil energy. Manipulated and controlled. The Moon is here. I mean, this feels pretty in let me go to another one. In what's the right way to say it? I have the High Priestess coming out again. Extreme for just like judgment in the path forward to Wands energy when I split the deck. Sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to tap into this energy. It does feel as though a lot of Wands. Wands are more taking action, feeling like emotionally invested also. So, yeah, I have the Knight of Wands coming out. Standing up for 4 of Swords. So someone took a defensive stance and position against these victims. I'm going to say the victims. All right, in regards to the meetup, why? What is the, you know what, let me ask it in a different way. What is the motive for what happened? What is the motive for what happened? The Emperor. Yeah, there's your king. So someone has been wronged. Someone's been wronged, and this is the way that they rewrote their wrong. Yeah, there's the Eight of Swords. I'm sorry, Eight of Wands coming in, showing taking action to correct some element of him feeling wronged. And it feels as though owing money or not being able to pay. There's the money. Yeah, there's the money. Four of Coins. Not having the money. Okay. Not having the money to pay. Something along those lines. Maybe they stole money. Something more, though. All right. And there's the Hierophant. In regards to, let me just clarify again, the child. Was it a family member that left the child? Was it a family member that left the child? This one. King of Cups. So that's not the Empress coming out this time. Was it a family member that left the child? Three of Swords. High Priestess. Let me just see if there's anything more we're supposed to get on this King of Cups. It's showing me emotional. I, again, would feel as though a family member that didn't want to have anything happen to the child. Page of Swords. Okay. Let me just see. Why is this King of Cups here? Yeah, showing leaving the child. Six of Swords in reverse. Like not wanting to bring the child. Not wanting anything to happen. Because they knew. There was a feeling of things not being right. So there was a feeling of things not being right and not wanting to bring the baby in case something went wrong. So there's the Sun. Confirmation. Okay, I'm going to end this here. That's what I'm getting from my preliminary reading. This is an absolute tragedy. There's the Empress. Thank you, beautiful. Okay. This isn't in the Chariot. We had to leave the baby because it just... I think there was some fear of things unfolding. They knew something wasn't right, or they knew they owed and couldn't pay. There's something more in regards to what was unfolding and going down, and Ten of Swords, like an ending. So we have an absolute tragedy. Again, my heart and prayers go out to the family and this child. I keep seeing like a son, but I believe it's a girl. So I just want to send a message of hope and a prayer of guiding light, that they find the individual or individuals that are responsible for this, and that they are brought to justice. Protect and keep this beautiful child safe. And I just want to give a message of thankfulness for having the foresight to protect their child, even if there was subversive things going on. Thank you, everyone.